Over the years, Prince was a musical mentor to dozens of aspiring artists and wrote or produced hit songs for many of them.
One of those singers was a young woman named TajaSevelle. Many of us know her as an advocate for urban farming in Detroit right now, but before that, she worked closely with Prince on stage, in the movies, and in the studio, including her hit song, Love is Contagious. Taja, thank you for being here. You know, many of us knew Prince from his music. We saw his concerts, but we didn't know what he was like off stage. Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, it's just really hard for me to believe that we're talking about this. Prince was brilliant, not just musically, but intellectually, and he had a lot of wisdom. He was extremely well read, and between his vast experiences around the world and, you know, coupled with that knowledge, he was just so far ahead of his time. He had a huge heart. He launched my career. He gave me freedom when he was not giving artists freedom, and let me release Love is Contagious, which is a song I wrote by myself. And it was the first time, I think, that he had done that with an artist. And he was really supportive of urban farming, and, you know, Fox 2 News has been very supportive of urban farming with the garden. And so I wanted to come here and talk about what a great heart he had. And yeah, he was a dear friend and just a part of my life, almost my whole life. And
you grew up in Minneapolis.
I'm from Minneapolis.
Tell us about how you first met.
I met him at First Avenue, the nightclub, and my hair was out to here. I looked like Angela Davis with my big hair. And he said, what's your name? And I told him my name, and then I joked back and said, what's your name? And he said, I heard that you have a really strong voice, and I'd like to get a demo. And I said, okay, well, I'm working on one now. And a few days later, his manager called and said, Prince is going overseas. He'd like to hear your demo right away. So we got the demo to him, and the next day I received a call from Alan Leeds, and said, Prince wants to see you at Paisley. And I went to Paisley, and Prince said, I'm going to start another girls band, and I'd like you to be in it. And I said, well, I'm a solo artist, so that's not going to work. And he said, well, I'll give you a solo deal. And I said, all right, well, I have to think about that for 24 hours, because that's what my grandfather taught me to do. And I thought about it, and I called him back the next day and said, I'll take the deal. And we negotiated for a year, and I got my publishing rights. And we've been really close ever since. We could talk for hours because he had an amazing sense of humor. He was, people always say, what was he like? But he was, he was so, he had such a big heart, and he was so wonderful in person.
And so generous, too. People don't realize he wasn't just a genius musically, but so giving of his time and even his money.
Yeah, he helped urban farming, you know. He saw the vision. We talked to Paisley, and he saw the big vision because he's a big visionary. And he really wanted the world to love each other. And, you know, that's what I'm about. That's what my music's about. That's what my work with urban farming is about. You know, I saw all this unused land in the city, and I had lived on a farm for 3 years, and I thought, why are people struggling to eat when we can plant food on this land? And so I put my music career on the back burner, and I started planting these gardens everywhere, just trying to get the food in the ground so people could eat. And Prince was there, you know. We would be down to $2 and get a call, and he sent us some money, you know. He donated part of his perfume sales. He did a concert in New York, and he just had a big heart, you know. His charity is called Love for One Another. And I can't believe that this is all really surreal right now, sitting here with you.
Because there was no indication that he was sick.
He's so healthy. He's so healthy. He's you know, he's always been a healthy eater, a healthy person. And you know, I appreciate what Fox has done by having the garden here, because it helps to spread the word, you know, of what we're visualizing is for food for all. Why isn't there abundance for all in our world? Why are people struggling? And Prince really, you know, his heart, he donated to charities everywhere all around the world. Every city he went to.
Quietly.
You know, quietly, but also, you know, openly, because it's nice to do it openly, because then it like gives the idea, like, oh yeah, let's do that. So it's nice to have both. It's nice to have that balance between, you know, quietly reserved, but also like, hey, yeah, I give, I do that, because that's important in this world. That's a keystone of our world, is giving and loving, and that's what he's about. And you know, he was just miles ahead of his time.
When is the last time you saw Prince?
I saw him last year at Paisley. Yeah. And he met my husband, Les Staggs, and you know, I was working on a gift for him. Belber is getting behind my new song, and so we were creating a custom-made, beautiful Belber bag for him that I was just about to ship to him. And you know, it's the kind of relationship where you pick up the phone, you just pick up where you, and you're just there, and you talk for hours, and you joke, and you laugh, and vast knowledge.
We are so sorry for the loss of your dear friend. We really feel for you. You're obviously in tremendous pain over the loss, and we feel for you. And we're so grateful to you for coming and talking with us.
Thank you. Well, I'm grateful to Fox, too, for having our garden and helping us. And I wanted to come here and let you know that, and help spread the word of love, because that's what he's about.
Love. Absolutely. Taja, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.